Hello and welcome back to some more F1 2020 in part 24 of our career mode. The second race of season 2 is coming up today, the Bahrain Grand Prix. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button for daily F1 2020 content. Thank you for all of the support on the series so far. If you are enjoying it, make sure you click that like button down below. It only takes a couple of seconds, but it really does help out the channel and help us in the algorithms. And if you're enjoying it, then there's probably other people that will enjoy it too, and they're more likely to find it if you hit the like button. So, yes, we've got 17 million in the bank at the moment, so I am tempted to go and buy a new facility. Looking at the R&D performance tree, if we have a look at the different sections, of course, chassis is where we're lacking. But sooner rather than later, we will improve in that facility. I think the aerodynamics department we could do with being better. Powertrain, I'm kind of leaving that to Mercedes at the moment. We have got a new update coming from them, the final update to make the performance as good as possible later this season. So we'll keep an eye on that. I don't think we should forget about the powertrain, but we have got a very strong one at the moment. So I think aerodynamics is where we want to build further. So I think, first of all, probably want some extra quality control in there. I think that's something that we could really do with. Build time, much of a muchness really. I suppose that's what we want. We want to invest heavily in the quality control and the build time so that we can really speed up, much like we're doing with the chassis, speed up the development of it. So there you go. Those are two investments that we can make. We'll head forward to the Bahrain Grand Prix, and I'll see you guys for qualifying. Well, here we are then in the first dry qualifying of the year. This is where we'll see where our pace is compared to Sergio and where the car is in the rankings. We know where it should be on paper, but we come up to the line. It's a 1:27.9, so that's 1 second off Alex Albon. I thought it was 1.3 seconds for some reason. Thought he did a 26.6, but slower than Mick Schumacher. Definitely something we can improve on this second flying lap. Well, here we come up to the finish then. A much better lap this time, 3.5 tenths quicker. And still behind Mick Schumacher, but a 1:27.6. Something to work on our third flying lap, on our second pair of boots. Well, coming up to the line, only another 2.5 seconds, 2.5 tenths quicker, but it is enough to get through to Q2 as it stands. 15th place. I still think we can do better, and that's why I came out a bit earlier, in case we do need to go on to a third set of soft tyres here to get through to Q2. But we'll try our best on this lap to push everything out of these tyres and get through on these. Well, Raikkonen gets out of our way very kindly as we come into the final corner. We go a little bit wide, and that's going to cost us time as we come up to the line. What's it going to be? Only half a tenth quicker. And it is only 17th, so for the second Grand Prix weekend in succession, we go out in Q1 in the Jordan, and that is a disaster really, especially considering that Sergio Perez has got through. He's through to Q2, 4 tenths quicker than us in the end, which isn't great. I mean, there is some comfort in the fact that, we still needed another couple of tenths to get through to Q2, but worrying times early in this second season that maybe we're not up to the pace here. Our car isn't as strong as we thought. We're going to have to come back in the race and hopefully see a strong result.
The stage is set for another enthralling race here in the Kingdom of Bahrain. A Ferrari stronghold in years gone by, but will they be able to add to their record today? There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best at turn 1 of course, and then another soon into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into the tight left-hander of turn 10. Anthony Davidson is alongside me as usual for the race today. Let's talk about the captain. No grid penalties, no mitigating circumstances, just a poor qualifying performance and a very disappointing start position for them today.
They'll have a sinking feeling as they look up from the cockpit and realise they're in a different postcode to the start line for sure. But the one positive they can hold on to is that the car is quick and they can make their way through the field.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen, and Ricciardo, Albon, Sainz, Perez, and Lando Norris, Stroll, Kvyat, Esteban Ocon, and Raikkonen, Gasly, Schumacher, the captain, and Nicholas Latifi, Magnussen, Grosjean, Russell, and Antonio Giovinazzi starts from the back of the grid. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So there we go then, starting in 17th, Perez in 9th, showing the true pace of the car, but we just can't seem to hook it together at the start of this season. Struggled in the wet qualifying in Australia. I think we would have done better. Pardon me, yawning away here. I think we would have probably got through to Q2 in normal circumstances in ours, but
now that we've got some points on the board, let's continue this form.
Not good.
Aim for another top 10 finish.
So, yeah, really, we were fine on fuel usage last time out, so I think we'll put a little bit less fuel in than we usually do. Get ready and raring to go for the start of the race here.
Okay, our system checks are good. We need to stay in formation and start bringing the car up to temperature, please. Get some load into the tyres and work the brakes. We want them nice and warm by the end of the lap.
Trying to let Mick through, but wasn't happening. So he's staying behind us now. But yeah, disappointing qualifying session. Just never seemed to be able to hook up what I thought was the perfect lap, but to get another 2.5 tenths to get through, I'm not sure that we had that pace. But Perez has shown that, you know, this is a car that's capable of getting through to Q3. We showed towards the end of last season that was definitely the case. So it is worrying, slightly worrying times that
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
That we're in this position, and you know, I think we do need to book our ideas up a little bit and start performing. You know, obviously it's a team game, especially if we're the owner of the team, but we want to individually do well as well as a two-time world champion. You know, this is meant to be our team. We're meant to be the ones that are leading the way, and Perez is meant to be the support act, but well, we need to prove that today with a strong performance through the field. I strongly believe we have got the race pace here, but we'll just have to see. Yes, we're coming up to reform the grid now. So Bottas on pole, Lewis Hamilton in second, Kimi Raikkonen in second race for Racing Point. Doesn't get through the top 10 shootout. Out-qualified by his teammate Lance Stroll. So this is going to be interesting. I think we're going to attack going into turn 1. So here we go, ready for the lights. Lights out, away we go here in Bahrain. It's not a bad getaway from us, but second phase of the start, as always, seeing the other cars fly past us. We're going to have a cheeky little look around the outside of turn 1 here. Managed to get all the way up to 11th place. That's pretty impressive. We'll settle for that, most definitely. Keeping it nice and safe through turn 1, and we've got a chance down the inside here. Always like to throw it down the inside of turn 4. We're up to 9th position, only 2 places behind our teammate Sergio Perez. I did say we were going to attack from the off here, and that's exactly what we've done. Now, whether we've got the pace to stay as high as this is another thing, but we're just behind Alexander Albon here. It would be nice if we could stay close to our teammate Perez today, but we'll certainly take that as a start. So lap 3 of this Grand Prix, DRS enabled, and of course that means we have got DRS on Albon ahead, who himself will have DRS on Sergio Perez, so that's just something to keep an eye on. Should be able to take advantage of the fact Perez is probably slower than Albon, let's be honest, in the quicker Red Bull car, but you know, Albon might struggle to get back past him, and we can stay close to him, maybe getting an undercut closer to the time. Well, look at this, Albon and Perez side by side here. We've got a chance to take advantage as Albon was slow out of that corner. We've got DRS and we fly past Albon, who stays on the inside. We're going to remain on the outside, keep it planted. This is going to be very risky going into this sequence of corners. And Albon is spun round, and surely that's going to be another safety car in this series.
We advise moving to
maybe
mix
not.
2, fuel to mix 2.
But, well, it was risky going around the outside, but he sort of backed out of it, didn't he, Albon? Clipped our back tyre. It's one of those 50-50, I think. I personally, you know, if we'd went spinning there, Albon would have got the penalty. It's just Albon has spun and he's been penalised by falling back, but it was touch and go whether that was our fault. Now then, 7th and 8th for Jordan. I'll be pretty pleased with that. We've had a very strong race so far. Well, a couple of the guys in the pits.
Let's box this lap.
We're going to come into the pits on this lap. We're going to add one to the wing. In the pit stop, a little bit of a moment there, and we lose a little bit of time as we go up the hill towards turn 4. 0.3 of a second we lost there, and that could be crucial when it comes to it. I think we probably will get the undercut because we're coming in this lap. Perez will be going one more lap on those tyres, so yeah, it seems logical that we'll
expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Get some sort of benefit from the undercut here. Somebody's out of the race, Lando Norris, so that's a shame for the McLaren team. Perez pulling away here as we are pitting on this lap. Needed to be a really good in lap. Not sure we're going to make 2 seconds on the undercut. We'll have to try very hard. Making a couple of tenths up in this final sector. We're on the lean for this final corner into the pit lane. So here we come into the pits then. And we're in. We're hopefully we should be straight back out nice and easily. We are still at the end of the pit lane, doesn't change unfortunately, although it would be pretty cool if it did.
Go now.
And we're away in 2.2 seconds, so easily ahead of the likes of the McLaren.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the
Now.
exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Need to push hard on these medium tyres, sorry. Lots of overtake button. Just push as hard as we can. Try and get in front of Perez at the end of this lap. Well, here we come then on the pit straight. Coming up to the line.
Gap to car in front is 8.5 seconds.
Where's Perez? Perez leaving the pit lane, so he's putting a very good in lap. But we have caught up. You can see we visibly caught up within a second now. So it's very important that we keep pushing, try and get it within that 1 second window. Well, we've come to the end of the lap and you can see Perez has got away from us. I don't think we've got the pace to catch up to him. We definitely did on the soft tyres, but potentially because he got through Q3, more worn tyres. But now he's on a lap fresher tyres and he's showing he's very slightly quicker than us around
There's
this
5 laps
circuit.
of fuel remaining.
But still, very strong result for the team if we can hold on to this. Well, we got 2 laps to go in this Grand Prix. Not a lot has happened, but it certainly seems that our pace on these medium tyres is not as good as our pace on the soft tyres, which is a bit worrying, really, because this is the main race tyre, of course. But Gasly is catching us up, and Ocon just behind him, and I think Raikkonen is just behind him as well, so this could be a bit of a titanic battle for these final 3 points paying positions. Battle for 8th stretches down to 11th. We could drop out of the points here if we're not careful, and that's certainly not a good corner. We've had to come very defensive over on Gasly there, and they are closing in like hounds, ready to strike. Got to be very intelligent where we place our car here. That's, I'll tell you what, not a bad sequence of corners for us that we've just got through there. Good exit out of this final corner, and I say we've done it. So, final lap of the Grand Prix. Just got to keep one eye on the fuel.
Final lap.
There goes Pierre Gasly. That's Ocon as well. Now what this does mean is that we're going to have DRS ourselves, and we stay planted behind Pierre Gasly now. We've got DRS wide open, but no cigar this time.
Less than a lap of fuel now. The tank is empty.
Pierre Gasly already a half a second in front. Once again, big lock up there. Just struggling on these tyres. The people on hards like Gasly just got that extra bit of life in the tyres. We're not even within a second. Oh no, we are. We've got DRS, but not close enough really to make a move on Gasly. So Gasly's going to grab 8th place. And it's going to be 9th again for us. I don't think Ocon has quite got enough to pass us as long as we don't make any mistakes here. Lewis Hamilton has come through, the 7-time world champion. Oh no, sorry, Bottas has come through. Wow, Hamilton must have finished just behind him to set fastest lap. So for the second race in a row, Hamilton finishes second with the fastest lap. But Bottas wins. Here comes Gasly through in 8th. We have got enough fuel to finish in 9th place. Could have been better. Well, we finished 8th in the end, so I think there must have been a penalty applied to somebody. We get driver of the day, which is awesome. Who got a penalty?
A fantastic team effort then to secure victory here in the desert. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, time management probably played quite a large role in the outcome of this one. As ever, it's not just about speed, it's all about maintaining that speed consistently over a stint, over a race distance. So being able to keep up the lap times while still being smooth on the controls and gentle on the tyres, that's really where the race was won today.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. After an incredible day of racing, who was your driver of the day, Ant?
I have to give it to the captain. They did a great job at getting the most out of their tyres without losing pace, something that's a very handy skill to have in modern-day Formula One.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes move to the top of the table. Meanwhile, Renault move up the table with another strong performance this weekend. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, no penalties. It seems Sebastian Vettel has had some sort of incident, which is interesting. Let's have a look at the race director. So that's all finished. So yeah, nothing about Vettel there. Not entirely sure what's happened to him then. He did only have one stop. So I can only assume he did retire towards the end of the race, but isn't classified. Or is classified because he finished most of the race. But there you go. That is that then. We finish in 8th place and 6th place with Sergio Perez. That's really impressive for Perez. He's up in 7th position in the championship at the moment. We're 9th, and in the constructors 3rd place. That is glorious. So 2 double points finish at the start of the start of season 2, which is absolutely amazing. Complete antithesis of last year when we didn't have a teammate that was really picking up any points. You know, we were pretty much the only guy that got points. I think Nick De Vries finished in the points 1 race. Mick Schumacher finished in the points 1 race. And I think Perez has been an amazing addition to the driver lineup. We've got Vietnam next time. I think we'll struggle around there. But then China, we've got Zandvoort, where we had a cracking result last season. There are some races where we're going to have some opportunities to get some good points in. So if you've enjoyed that, make sure you leave a like down below. Really does help out, means a lot to me as well. Subscribe to the channel for daily F1 2020 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.